Hi, welcome to Budget Model Railways, and we're al fresco today. We're outside. Bit bizarre actually. Whilst it might be sunny at this end of the garden, it's absolutely frozen at the other end of the garden. However, it is warmer in the sun than it is in either the conservatory or the cabin where I normally work. So I came down here, set my workmate up and had a go at making this layout. I could show you the other end of the garden later, but it's absolutely frozen. So please don't think this is, it's not warm out here. It's just warmer than it is indoors at this bit of the garden. Anyway, enough rambling about the weather. What is this? Right, this is going to be another exhibition layout in a case to go on my motorbike. So this will be the third idea. So what this is, Doug got me this cheap from China. It's a large hard case. The idea is that will bungee on the back of my motorbike on the pillion seat. So it's the biggest sort of size I could get away with. We did some careful measuring. It gives me an internal measurement of 50 by 30 by about 8 tall. And there's a few considerations, just like the other box ones if you watch them. It's got curved corners and a chamfered top and bottom. Now I can get around the chamfered bottom by leaving this piece of foam in, but that obviously costs me about 1 centimetre in height. However, I have got 8 centimetres to play with. Now what that means is this has to be a ply base because I simply don't have room for anything else. So I did go and buy some new ply, a bit unusually for me, but it was only 12 quid for a huge sheet from Wix, and I've obviously got a big piece left over. Incidentally, I got about 10 times the size that I would have done buying it from Hobbycraft, so definitely builder's merchant's job. And one way I've decided to get around the height business is to try and make this a harbour. Now, I don't have a great track record on harbour layouts. I think I've built 5 and finished 1, which was Foyles Wharf, which was the 009 one, which is out there actually on the exhibition circuit. I believe something to do with the Isle of Wight had it. But this is, in fact, back to a very original idea, one of the very first layouts I made 9 years ago. So I've got 5mm ply and then 5mm ply. So it's not going to be a very deep harbour wall. The tide is definitely going to be in. However, these two pieces will then sit in front of each other. If you look at the other layouts that I've done, you'll see how the idea works. But it gives me the opportunity to have a 2-row fiddle yard. It'll be longer than that. I haven't finished putting the track in. A 2-row goods yard using this part as the head shunt. A little 2-road station. Now this should give me a lot of operational potential because I can shunt in the goods yard, still run a passenger train into one of the roads, and I can also leave the goods train here and run 2 passenger trams. Now the idea is to use the Cato steeple cab and trams. This is going to be an engine shed so that everything's on the board. Manual points, wiring tube, got to work out how I'm going to do that. I've been doing quite a lot of reading on some of the tramways, the genuine tramways. And quite a lot of them did, 1 or 2 of them did use locomotives. There's a few photos scattered out there. If you look around, there's a particularly good one. It's gone right out of my mind, but I believe it's Liverpool Way, where they use steeple cab locos on the tram lines to transport goods. And there's others like, that's just gone out of my head as well, Kinver, where they had permission to, but didn't. So the idea is that this is the end of a tram line, but we're going to run goods in and passenger trams. So it should be quite good. It'll be UK outline, which will make it quite popular. And I can weave a bit of a story around it on the exhibition circuit. And this is so that hopefully, if I get it made, it's still a nice layout for me to use. But the idea is hopefully that I could exhibit it by taking it on the bike. We are still due to exhibit the big layout, the Cato Japanese layout. Lots of progress on that, actually. And I'll try and do a video on that soon. But it's not getting much interest, I guess, because it's Japanese, which is a shame because it's a really good looking layout. But I'll do a video on it. That will still be made. But this is just an idea. But I'm quite impressed in the operating potential that I can get out of what will go in quite a small box and be self-contained. I'm going to toy with the idea again of whether we can get battery power on it. It's not a technical problem, it's where you store it. And I've also got to think about where I'm going to put the controller on this. But it's very much a one problem at a time. I think a lot of people are put off building any layout because they try and plan it all. That's not the way I work. I know the track plan works. The next thing is cut some ply and see if that works. The next thing then is to lay some track, see if I can get the points to work. Then we'll try and find somewhere to put the controller. For instance, the controller could possibly go there, looking at it, upright, vertical, as I've done them before. So that's the way we work anyway. Potentially I could put it vertically in the corner there if I put a building there. So the station building's obviously going to go in that corner. So anyway, there we go. It's all got to be stuck now, which is what I'm going to go indoors and do, and take it and put it in the dining room because it's warm in there. Nowhere else that I can leave it with the glue dry at the moment, as I think it's -2 out here at the moment. So there we go. Let's see what happens to this one.